Hi, folks. Greg Wallis here with Ed Hoyt, and we're here just to talk a little bit about Strongbrook and why Ed is here, and a little bit about his experience. And I know that not everybody likes to talk about themselves, but Ed has accomplished a lot, and he has a lot of value that he brings to this company. And so I thought it was intrinsically important that everybody could hear from Ed, because he's one of the characters in the background that are really helping solidify the company and what they're doing. So Ed, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background. I know at one time you were a rocket scientist?
Well, yeah, my formal training is in engineering.
An engineer, okay.
But it was aerospace engineering, and what I actually got to work on were the fin actuation systems for missiles and rockets. So
you got to help control where they went.
Yeah, hopefully. You hoped that I had it right.
So hopefully we still have that with this company too. You're going to lead us where we need to go.
Yeah,
give us the right fin, right?
Good analogy.
That's good. Yes. Well, tell us a little bit. Now, you've had a couple businesses. You've been very successful as a marketer, and this is very unique. That very few people have accomplished what Ed has. And I know he doesn't like talking about himself, but I enjoy this because he's very good at what he does. But tell us your first business you got into that taught you about marketing. Tell me what happened.
Well,
there.
in college, I had to put myself through school, and I wasn't in a position where I could get loans and stuff, so I got involved in the Amway business.
So what did you accomplish in those? And you were there how many years? 10, 12?
14 altogether.
14,
yeah,
okay.
14 altogether. Yeah, I got in between my junior and senior year in college, and it actually went very well for me. I did not know at the time that I had picked one of the most difficult programs to work.
Of course.
It was the first thing I'd ever seen, and I just kind of jumped in. But yeah, it actually worked quite well, and after getting out of school and going into engineering, within about 2.5, 3 years total of being in Amway, I had doubled and tripled my engineering income. And then it went on to become a very significant six-figure income for me.
So you had a residual income, so you were really tasting the entrepreneurship there, and you got indoctrinated, got some good things going, got some good positive mindset with the books and tapes. They were all taught to do in that industry. But what more importantly is that you saw the way it was going, and you decided to make a change and a switch. What happened there?
Well, after I had a lot of fun in the engineering. I call it big boys tinker toys, but they did not allow the freedom of time that I really wanted. And so I ended up resigning from engineering, and I was going to do Amway full time, and I found out that I really couldn't, because the people that were involved in that organization mostly were only available in the evenings and weekends. And so I started developing other entrepreneurial interests, ended up building and growing and successfully selling my own insurance agency, an advertising agency, a software development company.
All areas that have to do with compliance. So you understand compliance. This is one of the stress I want to stress here, is that he's very much compliant, especially with that engineering background. It's really a good point. We all need that. So that's one of the parts you bring here. So you very much, being an engineer, you went through the process of running an insurance agency, which you have to be compliant in. You had an advertising agency, and what was the last one?
Software development.
Software development. So you've kind of hit all spectrums of what we all look for as an expert in the field.
And the thing that I think was the most instrumental in terms of giving me exposure was not only having the success with the Amway organization, but with the software I was able to, about 1/3 of our clients were network marketing companies and direct sales companies. So you got the opportunity to either myself or my staff or a combination of to write 65 different compensation plans, literally do the coding and look and see where are the strong points, where are what I call inverse incentives, where the plan itself encourages people to keep their group down. And which to me made no intuitive sense of why any company would want to design a plan
to keep their people down.
That would give anybody at any level the incentive to keep somebody down. So I learned a lot through that. And then the most learning experience for me was when I was able to co-found a company called Infinity 2 Nutrition.
Now let's talk about a little bit here. I want to re-stress what you just said. You passed it off quickly here, but the comp plan background in most companies, this is where people fail. So you have a comp plan background with your software company that you help 65 companies develop. So you really understand money. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. And so now he goes on to create a company called Infinity, which ends up being a 12, 14-year-old company for you, and it grew to how many millions of dollars?
Over 150 million.
Now, folks, very few people in life ever make it an Amway, right? So what's fun of it is that this expertise is coming here, and so when tell us a little bit about Infinity, what happened there, what you did there a little bit, and then we'll go to the next question.
Infinity was really a wonderful experience. started, actually first met a man in 1992 that I didn't know, but at the time was considered one of the world's leading enzymologists, human enzymologists. And he shared a story about enzymes and probiotics. And I had never heard of this. And, you know, you got to realize it's 20 years back. And I thought, boy, if this story is true, and I knew very little about nutrition, I said, if this story is true, the world needs these products, and this will sell. And
you were right.
Yeah.
You're right. You did really well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And how long did you own that company for? 12 years?
Let's see. We actually launched in '93. I sold the company in 2004. Stayed on as the president and CEO as part of the sale process, and through, it was either December of 2006 or January of 2007.
So I know that you've been able to retire, but you, like all of us, you really don't like retirement. You like to do something and be proactive. I know
well, I thought I liked retirement.
You thought you did?
I mean, for the first 2 or 3 years, I was really having a lot of fun. then I got really bored.
Then you got bored, and that's what happens to most people, especially someone who's energetic and has much get up and go as you do.